So, AD, first pre-season friendly, the David Holland Memorial Trophy match against Scarborough Athletic. A 2-0 defeat, but your thoughts on the game?
Like you say, it's the first game in pre-season. It was about getting minutes into players' legs. As you saw that, players were feeling it. We bought them off. We put some back on, and we moved them around. So it was never going to be a game where there wasn't going to be lots of changes. And the first half, I think we competed really well up until the 40th minute, and we conceded 2 goals in the 40th minute. And silly mistakes, really. And when you clear your lines, but you then don't apply pressure, you don't get onto the second ball, and it comes back at you. And in the second half, fairly matched. I thought, we could have scored ourselves at times, but it was a good game of football, and it's a good test for us, having trained 4 sessions. Four training sessions to actually come and get a game was superb.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, I thought we held our own throughout the game, apart from those 2 minutes. We had certainly had chances in the first half. Very evenly matched, and we had 4 or 5 trialists today. How did you think they sort of fitted into what you will see going forward as your plan for the team?
It's hard at the moment to actually sort of draw any sort of real conclusions, because they're trialists 1, so they're not in your former thoughts of your mind, because you've signed some players and these are trialists, and then you're playing an opposition like Scarborough, which we're not going to play again, at that sort of standard this season. So it'll be a fairer assumption next week when they play Goole and Farsley. We can actually say we should be there or thereabouts with those teams. Yeah. So it'll be a fair assumption. So they acquitted themselves well. I thought Harley Dawson acquitted himself well. I thought the young lad who played for Bridlington Reserves last year, who was on the Scarborough Scholarship, Ryan Bemrose, I thought he was good when he came on. Did nothing silly. Got the ball and gave it somebody else, which is what you want from a midfield player. So I thought, they did all right. Yeah. But like I say, it's early days yet.
Yeah, the young keeper, I thought, in the second half, I thought he did well. In fact, both keepers, I thought, did very well. So, obviously, the players that are signed, apart from 3 or 4, it's sort of a new look team, really. How do you think they, given that this is their first sort of full 90 minutes as a team, how do you think they gel together? Because it's not just about, as you know, it's not just about signing people, it's how they fit and how they gel together with the rest of the team.
I thought they did well. I think as we go through the next 6 pre-season games, and we've got more training now, we can start to see relationships, and actually in training say, you two make sure you're in the same small-sided game team together, so that you and get those relationships going. I think there was certainly some good relationships. I do think we are still in infancy. There were times that the ball was in a certain area when get your head up, we could have moved that ball somewhere else, and we'd have been a chance of shot on goal, and we didn't. But it's early days, and some people, you've got to remember, they're on trial, they're trying to impress. So sometimes the belief is, if I beat 4 players, he'll think I'm a lot better than beating nobody and just giving the ball to somebody. Well, that's not necessarily the case. So it's about sitting down with people now and saying, you did well, but can we do a little bit more of this, and making sure that if you are noticing relationships, or we're asking, for instance, Kulo and Curtis to play together, that they start to play together in training. So they see runs.
But the nucleus is there, as you say. Obviously, time playing together, the more time they get to play together, to understand each other's game and so on, can only bode well. What we've seen today was a really good performance against a team 2 or 3 leagues above us. We held our own. Away on Tuesday at Goole, and then back here against Farsley Celtic next Saturday. As you say, going forward, we should see everything start to come together.
Well, we've still got 3 players to come back in. Ben will be available on Tuesday, as will Eddie Birch, but they're both not available on Saturday for weddings and for whatever reason. We rested Pete today because he'd been on holiday, he came training, probably doing one session was probably just a little bit too much for him on a Thursday before the game, and he was saying his hamstrings a bit tight, so we rested him. Good decision. Nothing's going to be won today, so we've got 3 players to come back in. Three quality players to come back into this squad. So, and we're still looking.
Yeah.
We're still looking. That's
there's still
thing.
time.
Oh, bags of time.
Yeah.
There's lots of people. For instance, quite a few people Scarborough have got on trial there. They may or may not sign them. Yeah. And if they don't, we may or may not be after them.
In the hunt.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's it's early days yet. It's real early days, but we are take the positives out of it. It was 2-0 against a team who were 2 leagues above you, who predominantly have played together last season. So we take the positives out of it, and we go again, and we will.
Well, good luck at Goole on Tuesday, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks, Mike.